This is Chris from Pooty Paintball, and today we're going to be going over the Vanquish spring mod and the low pressure Pooty bolt guide for the Vanquish. So in the gun right now we have the stock system with the stock spring. The bolt guide and the bolt are modded, but we're using the stock spring, so that doesn't really matter. And the dwell is set to 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot 8 shots over the chrono and get the average feet per second reading. So yeah, let's do it. So let's go ahead and shoot 8 with the stock system. See what we got. 271, 275, 275. I don't want to use a hopper because it's just 8 balls. 271, 273. Okay, 3 more. 268, 279, and 1 popped out, so let's try one more. And 277. So there you go. That's with the stock setup. Let's go ahead and pull the guts out. Okay. So as you can see, there's the stock spring inside the bolt. Now the bolt's been modified. You send in your bolt to get spring modded and your bolt guide to get spring modded. So we will unscrew the bolt guide from the back cap. As you can see, this is also ready for the Rhino spring. So you know, we can do the bolt and the bolt guide, then you can use the Rhino spring. You'll get about 10 feet per second increase with just the Rhino spring over the stock spring. But the low pressure bolt guide with the Rhino spring, we're looking at about, you know, it averages 20 to 30, you know, feet per second difference. So let's try the low pressure Pooty spring. So the top of the bolt guide is ready for the stock spring. That'll sit on there. So modified to use the stock spring, and the Rhino spring just goes on that. So the back of the bolt guide, well, the whole interior of the bolt guide stores more air. It's a lot bigger than the stock bolt guide, so that's where your feet per second gains are coming from. So let's go ahead and you would just screw that into the back cap. Just lube up the O-rings a little bit. Okay. Just simply take the same stuff, screw it back on. There you go. So the spring's in the back of the bolt, the spring's not in the tip of the bolt anymore. And let's go ahead and install that and see what it chronos at. Okay, good. Air that up. Let's shoot 8 shots over the chrono in this. Okay, here we go. 293 or 294, 295, 299, 295, 291. So as you can see right away, we're already getting a pretty high feet per second increase. 285, 293. I don't know if that was 7 balls. I'm going to throw 1 in there because I think we had a bounce earlier. And 299. So there you go. I will be back with the average feet per second, but what that's going to do is that's going to lower your egg pressure. Right now, if you can see inside there, it's reading 158 psi, and that's, you know, a little bit under 300. So 158 psi running at 300 feet per second, just about maybe 290. Less kick from the lower reg pressure, or lower reg pressure, I'm not used to that. Dwell of 10 works really good. Less kick, less sound, lower pressure, higher feet per second. Less impact on the ball, softer. So there you go. Alright, so it looks like we were running about a 20 feet per second gain over the stock system, That's with the stronger Rhino spring and the Pooty low pressure bolt guide. So we're running at about 158 on the reg input pressure, dual of 10. So bolt guide pretty much looks like this. As you can see, the tip of the bolt guide, you can use the stock spring on it, or you can install the Rhino spring or the Pooty spring in the back of the bolt guide like that. You just remove those two O-rings, slide the spring on the back, and that's it.